Washington may be more divided than ever. Now, with Democrats losing that magic 60th vote in the Senate, they really have to work together.
But can they? That's the big question. Carol Costello's live in Washington this morning. So how did it manage to get even worse over the past year, Carol?
Oh, can you say healthcare, Karen? 1 year and 2 days ago on Inauguration Day, President Obama urged lawmakers to put aside petty grievances and false promises that have strangled our politics. Well, that didn't happen, but it just might now. Some say that Republican win in Massachusetts wasn't a complete defeat for President Obama and the Democrats because it may stop what many Americans have grown tired of, partisan bickering.
A victorious Republican in traditionally blue Massachusetts. Yes, Scott Brown resonated by vowing to vote no on the current health care reform bills. But he also resonated for something else, he said. As former McCain advisor Nicole Wallace writes, he allowed voters to like Obama.
And then I said, Mr. President, I know you like basketball, so tell you what, why don't you pick your best player and I'll take Ayler and we'll take you on 2-on-2.
It may sound silly, but some in Washington say the idea of a politician suggesting he and his daughter take on the president in a bipartisan game of round ball is refreshing after a year of rancor.
I want you to die quickly if you get sick.
For two longtime lawmakers, Democrat Dennis Kucinich and Republican Tim Johnson, Brown's victory reinforces what can be.
So, a Republican and a Democrat sitting together, like close together, and you actually like each other.
Dennis is one of my good friends in the process. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Dennis. We actually agree on some number of issues, and we don't agree on others.
How is that possible?
Well, you can't be trapped by labels.
Both men say some lawmakers have become so wrapped up in party labels, Washington is in a state of ideological warfare.
Nope. Rotten, stinking fish.
That's scandalous.
Terrorist. Congressional Quarterly says partisan voting in Congress is the worst it's been in 50 years.
I'm a Democrat, but I'm not here so that the Democratic Party trumps everything in America. It's got to do what's right for America.
And you as a Republican would say the same?
I'd say precisely the same.
Both men say Senator-elect Brown's win in Massachusetts proves they're right. Brown, like Kucinich and Johnson, has an independent streak.
What do you hope President Obama will say in his State of the Union?
I hope he says that we want to reach out to all people in the process and come up with a product not only on health care but on foreign policy and others that'll work for America.
Then actually do it.
Well, I hope he smiles and says, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, and that we're going to direct our policies accordingly.
No one is saying partisanship will completely die, but maybe some civility will return and open minds. Back to Senator-elect Brown for just a minute. He told the Senate leadership when he was in town yesterday here in D.C. he's no rubber stamp. And the Washington Post reports this morning, Brown expressed reluctance to be associated with the groups that helped elect him, saying he had wide support and wants to be inclusive. He also said, you know, name calling and all that stuff, I'm way past that. John, Kieran?
So were you fed up with the anger? That's what we want to know from our viewers this morning. We want you to sound off on Carol's story, cnn.com/amfix. Good one, Carol. Thanks.
You know, we've got that big